And all of a sudden, this dark, I'm probably waist high or a little better than waist high, and this dark shape swims right past my legs, and I'm shark, oh shit, same stupid panic that people have that don't grow up around the ocean. And so
Hold on. I'm going to push back a little bit on panic being stupid when a shark swims by you. I feel like that's well-educated panic, but anyway.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have been cleared for takeoff. You are now flying high with Travis Lamance.
What's happening, Flying High? Welcome to another episode of the Flight Deck. Excited to be hanging out with Dub and Chris and talking about a bunch of fun stuff today. So what are we covering today, Mr. Dub?
When you do a little bit of a recap on your episode with Dr. Brian Sims, which was awesome.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, what kind of caught your attention and all that?
One thing that me being a little bit, I like doing a bunch of different things and chasing things. So I've stayed in the aviation vein, but I do everything in the aviation vein.
Right. So
one thing that was fun to listen to is how he honed in so much on one specific part of the body and made a career out of that one thing. So he's a mile deep and 1 inch wide on one thing, and you see a lot of people that are hella successful by doing that have the discipline to stay focused on one thing, and they know it better than anybody else versus kind of shallow on all of it. So there's some lessons for me in that I need to go a little bit deeper in certain areas within my industry. So
yeah.
I feel like I'm super deep in maintenance and fairly deep in some of the other ones, but it would probably be a good lesson for me to rein that in a little bit and go a little bit deeper on a few specific things. There's so much I like about each one of those that I don't think I'll quit doing any of them ever, but maybe honing in on aircraft types and then offering the full gamut of services to a narrower window of aircraft or something, so we can go a little deeper. I don't know, but that was pretty cool to hear how he's done that.
Yeah. And he kind of operated with that who do you need to have around you model, so that he is a specialist in one specific in the hand, right? Mm-hmm. Hand surgery. But he also does own his own practice,
right,
that provides all of those different services. But he did that through building a team and being aware of how to do that.
And I guess that's kind of how we've got there on Haven, right? Is I'm broad on all of it because I oversee all of it, but I do have team members that are very specialized in each one of those verticals, and they're really deep in each one of their respective parts. So that's a good take on it too. So
one of the things he didn't say in your interview, but way back in the day when I had asked him what made him specialize in hands, he told me that it made sense to him, and the analogy he used was growing up on the farm, using tractors and stuff, all of the hydraulics and the pulleys, the way the levers work, it all
made sense.
Tracked with how the hand works, and so that was one of the reasons he keyed in on that, which I thought was pretty cool. You don't think about a kid at 13 working on his dad's farm and utilizing the tractor, how later that would be, a key or a light bulb that would go off to lead him into becoming, one of the best hand surgeons in the world.
For sure. It was also, I don't hear people very often touch on how you just kind of know things sometimes, and it was fun to hear him say that, because that happens to me a lot, where someone will ask me how I know something, and I'm like, I don't really know, I just know. And so it was fun to hear that part of it too.
It is interesting when you meet somebody that kind of tracks with a portion of your internal design, especially in kind of a niche area like that. So that to you, man.
I definitely like the passion for it. He talks about how a lot of people look into that, looking at the money signs and everything, but it's not.
Oh, he told that kid to walk away.
Walk away. It's not. You're not going to be good at it. It's not your passion. Don't do it. So it definitely shows that the money will follow the passion.
Yeah. When did you know you were passionate about the aviation?
I'm still learning if I am or not. But so far,
it's still in question.
It's still in question, but
and I have a little bit different take on that, because I heard that for years, that do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life and only pursue what you're passionate about. My opinion on it is pursue what you're talented at, and as you get to be an expert and get to know it really well, you'll become passionate about it. So it's a little bit of because somebody that's passionate about something that's completely unmarketable it's going to be hard for
True.
them to make a career out of that. Like, yeah, go chase your passion for fun, and it might turn into something. But when you're first starting off in life and you're a young man, young woman trying to figure out where you're going, what are you naturally talented at? What are you naturally really freaking good at? For me, I wasn't passionate about being a mechanic. Like, I wasn't, oh, I gotta go. But I was gifted with it. I was naturally very mechanically inclined and very good at it. And as I became better and better at it and became an expert at it, then I became passionate about it. And now I love it. Like, I love everything about it and the weird little minutia details about it. So I'm not arguing that he's wrong. I hear a lot of people say it that way. I just look at it a little different, and I want to be careful with young people. You know, you got a teenager, and they're like, what they're passionate about when they're 15 is not what they're going to be passionate about when they're 30. So to me, if you lean into your natural giftings, they got more legs on them for a lifelong, something you can pursue.
Yeah.
And there's oddballs that just happen to be passionate about something that's very marketable and keep that their whole life, and then a bit more power to them. But I think that's the exception, not the rule.
Yeah.
I think that's a good take on it.
I mean, for you, were you like dyingly passionate to go be an aircraft mechanic?
I wasn't. You know, I knew I
So-
wanted to do something mechanical. I didn't want to go to school for
And
6,
why did
7,
you
8
want to do
years.
something mechanical?
Well, in my head, I could go to college for a couple of years, and then, you know, I never
So
thought I'd be in an
you
office
were being
job.
lazy.
I was being lazy. Yeah, I mean, I wanted to just work. You know, I mean, it was something I knew how to do, and I was good around the farm. And I was
Yeah.
like, well, I'll just step it up and at least
It
go
was
to
a
airplanes.
natural gifting. You thought you could do it.
Exactly. And then the more you did it, the more I learned about it, the more I got into it, the more passionate I got about it.
But I would
So,
argue right now in this phase in your life, you're not even necessarily passionate about maintenance. I would argue that you're more passionate about customer service and sales than you are maintenance.
absolutely. Yeah.
And so you use maintenance as a tool to get you there.
Exactly.
like-
I could never see myself stepping out of customer service.
When
jobs, you know?
when we're just having organic conversations and talking about stuff, you don't talk about maintenance. You talk about how you're going to help this client, how you're going to get what this client needs, how you're going to service this person. So you have a servant mindset, and you're leveraging that to learn how to be good at that skill set. And oh, by the way, you have this really good technical background in maintenance that ties into how you service your customers. So
amplifies the
I
experience.
mean, I'm not going to
Yeah.
put words in your mouth, but from my take, you're not passionate about maintenance. You're passionate about serving people.
Yeah, absolutely.
These are all really good points. And as we are speaking to some younger people that might be coming up, one of the keys I've always found to be true is that passion, your purpose may not be in your passion, but your passion will always point to your purpose. And so, for instance, as a teenager, I loved basketball, and the odds were stacked against me in multiple levels. And I wasn't very good either.
A little bit vertically challenged.
This is true, yes. But what I figured out later was, okay, so I loved basketball because I like to have fun. I always loved the point guard position because they were the ones that drove the tempo of the game, positioned people correctly, and got the ball in the hand of the right person that could make the win. And so when I dissected my passion that only had this expression in the realm of basketball, where I wasn't successful because I'm not built for it,
Right.
but I was able to identify these are the things that I love about basketball. Oh, and that can be expressed in another arena where I'm leading a team, I'm driving the pace of the game, I'm putting people in the right position so that everybody can win. And so that passion did point to my purpose, even though my purpose wasn't found in that passion.
It makes a lot of sense.
Write that down, young people.
Fact that he's moving on to kind of working his way out of the business and moving on to his next phase, and he's still very driven and very passionate, and he's just pivoting it into a whole new arena instead of dreaming about going and sitting on the beach. Is fun to watch too, because when I look at myself that way, I'm like, do I think I'm going to do this same thing forever? Probably not. But do I ever see myself sitting on the rocking chair and just retiring? I'm just not wired that way. I don't see it happening. So,
Bro, there's too much life, man,
Yeah.
and things to experience and impact to make. Like,
Yeah.
life is amazing.
mhm.
Yeah, I couldn't rot away on a beach somewhere.
I got a good 6 hours in me on the beach, and then much to Robin's chagrin, I don't do well on the whole beach scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like a beach, but I'm kind of bougie about it. Like, I like it to be like really clean sand, clear water.
I like the beach as long
No
as I don't have
sharks.
to touch the sand.
Yeah. Well, dude, like for a long time, like the only beach I had ever experienced was Galveston. Exactly.
Dodging
It's-
the needles.
Bro. Oh, God. I was more on the, seaweed and brine,
I
but
gotcha.
that's true as well. So when I first saw like an actual like beach and like water you could see through, I was like, wow.
where was that first one at? Do you remember where the first
Belize.
one? Belize.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy.
I have
So-
not been to that one.
Yeah, my wife and I went on a mission trip when we were like first married. So this was like 20 years ago. And so they brought in a bunch of kids, and we did this camp. And then on the last day before we went home, it was like kind of like the reward or whatever. So they were taking us out snorkeling on this little area called Goff Key. And so but I grew up in the hood. I couldn't swim, right? But they had life jackets. So I was like, all right, let's do this. And, I was, way heavier. And so and Belizean people are small, man. So
They
I was
didn't have
like,
a
it was like a
jacket
Chris
with it.
Farley dude
Yeah.
life jacket.
That guy
So I'm like
in a
stuck in
little
this.
life jacket.
Yeah, dude, 100%. And so we head out from Belize towards that little island. It looks like a postcard, just the white sand, 2 palm trees type deal.
Nice.
And then as you start getting closer, there's a coral reef that goes around it. And, man, you were able to see all the way down to the bottom, see fish swimming around. It was crazy. And so it's time for the snorkeling. And so everybody else, dived into the water. And then, you're supposed to, sit on the edge of the boat and, drop in,
Yeah.
And I, went halfway and I started freaking out. So I, flailed into the water. And so now I'm, bobbing. And this little tiny life jacket is, cutting off my air supply, right? And the guide starts going, and everybody starts following him. But, you can't swim in a life jacket. So I'm, way slower than everybody else. And Beth's kind of hanging back with me. And so about an hour or so later, everybody else has pretty much made it all the way around. And Beth and I are about halfway. And I look over, and I see, this big fish headed towards us.
I'm getting ate by jaws.
Bro. And so I pop my head up out of the water, and there's a fin,
Oh,
man,
no.
and it's swimming towards me and Beth. And here's the bad thing. It was right after Shark Week, and I had made the mistake of watching Shark Week, right?
Sharknado.
And so all I can hear is this Australian guy, and he's like, and the sharks, they tend to circle around to the back, and your legs are like bananas. And so, I see this shark coming, and so the first thing I do is reach out and I grab Beth. I'm like, I was underwater. I was like, it's a shark, right? She looks up, sees it, and she leaves me. She's like Michael Phelps, bro. And
She's out of there.
dude, I'm still in this dumb life jacket. I'm just doggy paddling. She's already on the shore, and this shark swims up and it turns behind me. And I'm
Oh,
like,
no.
this is how it ends. Banana legs, right? This is it. But
Oh, my
luckily,
Lord.
it just kept going. So I make it to the shore, and we run across. It wasn't far. We run across the island to where everybody else is, and we're like, there was a shark over there. And the guide's like, oh, yeah, that's Molly. And I was like, time out. First of all, this shark has a name. Second of all, you didn't think to tell us y'all have a pet shark swimming around here? But it came out to that side of the island. He went out and fed it and stuff. It was
Wow.
6 foot.
But when you're in the
shark-
water, it's a good 15 foot.
Bro, dude, I thought I was dead.
Yeah.
For real. I thought that was
Banana legs. That's all
that was
that you're
it, dude.
thinking of as you're going
banana
down.
legs, bro. Yeah.
Were you and Beth married at this time?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's good news
Yeah.
because you probably wouldn't have been after that.
She thought she was about to get out of it.
Yeah.
So death to us part,
Whenever she saw your graceful entrance and swimming technique, she might have had second thoughts.
That's true. It was not graceful.
That's hilarious. So that's all you're thinking of is that Australian accent talking about eating your
Dude.
legs.
And when it turned, bro, I was like,
I'm done.
I even researched my own death.
That's very fitting for Dub.
But true. But I made it.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
What was your first beach experience? Does it equal Nana legs?
No, but I did go scuba diving and definitely had a shark kind of. We did the eye contact on the way next to,
Where was that at?
Cozumel, I believe.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dang.
Mm-hmm.
Not a fan of sharks, dude.
What'd they ever do to you? Molly didn't hurt you.
She hurt my heart with fear.
She terrified me.
True.
That's funny.
What was your first beach experience?
It was a pretty funny one.
Oh, snap.
So we grew up in the mountains, nowhere near ocean. I mean, we had mountain lakes, but we went to a family reunion up in Washington State, and after the reunion, we went out to the beach for a couple days. And so, you know, up there it's like coldish. It was summertime, but it wasn't hot.
Right.
It was kind of chilly, and so me and my brother and sister were all out there in the water playing, and mom and dad are sitting up on the beach, and I don't know, I was probably 12-ish, somewhere around there, and I'm out there, and all of a sudden this dark, you know, I'm probably waist high or a little better than waist high, and this dark shape swims right past my legs, and I'm, shark, oh shit, you know, same stupid panic that people have that don't grow up around the ocean. And so
Hold on, I'm gonna push back a little bit on panic being stupid when a shark swims by you. I feel like that's well-educated panic, but anyway,
I would wager that the Belize natives down there didn't panic when Molly came around.
Fine. You're right.
Well, this country boy panicked when he saw this black figure go by him, and so I take off running, and my brother and sister were closer to the shore. They're younger. They were up, and so they take off running because they see me running. So I run out of the water, and I'm yelling, "Shark! There's a shark trying to get me!" You know, and I was like, and all about that time, this figure comes out of the water and comes up on the beach, and it's a seal, and it comes like, and it's like all barking at us and crap up on the beach, and I got harassed relentlessly for years over that one. That I thought I was going to get
scary than the shark. What are you talking about?
That's pretty wild.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Sharks can't bark at you.
And it didn't even touch me. All I did was saw it swim by, you know, but I immediately went into panic mode.
That too, man.
And I'm screaming. My dad teased the shit out of me over that one, over thinking I was getting ate by a shark, and it was a seal, and had to come out on shore and prove that it wasn't a shark. It's like, you stupid seal, you could have stayed in the water.
That's amazing.
It was pretty funny.
On this trip, there was a junior high kid from Alabama. I'll just call him Bama. He got stung by a jellyfish.
Oh.
And so I hear him hollering and screaming down there on the beach.
Did you pee on him?
Like a couple of other kids had like rallied around him. So I run down there. I'm like, what's going on? He said, I got stung by a jellyfish. And so I'm like going to try to lighten the mood. I was like, did you pee on it? And he goes, I tried to, but it swam away too fast. I was like,
Try peeing on the
I was
jellyfish.
like, Bam, I don't think that's how it works.
That's
But that is admirable.
I tried to, but it swam away too fast. Oh, Lord.
Oh, my gosh.
Bama.
When I did that scuba diving there in Cozumel, you know, you'd think you'd have to go through some serious training and everything. I found some gentlemen that had a small boat, and they're like, yeah, we'll take you. I was like, perfect. They're like, meet us at the pool here in about an hour. And they geared me up, pushed me in there, had me do like 2 different things. They're like, cool, meet you at the boat in an hour. And that was it. They just kind
That was your
of chucked
in-depth
me out
training.
and kicked me out the boat, and it was a
Had
good
fun.
time.
That's how you know insurance works differently in Mexico.
Right.
It's a different world down there, though. It's cool.
Oh,
For sure.
I've never done scuba diving. I've done a lot of snorkeling, but not scuba.
The one thing, you know, being so young and you don't think about it, I watched a boat come over the top of me, and it's so silent still, you know. You just see the water ripple. And, you know, when you're on a boat, how loud it is, I guess that kind of, I know that's a weird thing to be shocked about, but I just remember looking up and going, that's incredibly smooth and quiet, and it's just peaceful, you know.
Mm.
That's cool, man. Never thought about that.
It's fun swimming with the turtles. I like that part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where'd you do that?
In Hawaii and in St. Martin.
Nice.
We did it in both spots. The one in Hawaii, we never really got very close to them. They stayed pretty far away from us. It was just fun watching them swimming around down there. But then St. Martin, I mean, like, if we wanted to, you could reach out and touch them. They'd just swim right around with you and stuff. It was fun.
Nice. Like, how many of them swim in and what do you call a group of turtles?
I call it a herd,
A
just
herd?
like anything else. That's
Yeah.
probably 100% wrong, but
How many in a herd, though? Flock?
a flock, a murder of turtles.
Murder of turtles.
Yeah.
It's crows, right?
Between
Yeah.
Murder of crows.
between the shark and the seal, though, I think I'd rather say I got bit by a shark than my ass whipped by a seal. Just saying.
got swept by a seal.
Yeah. How was your vacation?
And then it comes out and
I got slapped by a seal.
and then it comes out and mocks you and barks at you.
Just tell him it was from SEAL Team 6.
Should have just.
It's no shame.
The turtles that I saw, there was only like in Hawaii there was 4 or 5 of them together, and then the ones we were around down in St. Martin, they were all single. They were like one at a time here and there. So I don't know what's normal. I only had those 2 encounters.
Yeah. And they're like, you're talking like those big sea turtles?
Yeah.
Like from Finding Nemo?
Yeah. None of them had straws up their nose either, so that was good. I
Dude,
checked.
can we talk about how much paper straws suck?
Dude, I hate paper
I hate it
straws.
so much.
They're terrible. But I don't even use straws generally, so I don't really care. But the part of it that sucks to me is to listen to Robin bitch incessantly about how much she hates paper straws.
They're terrible.
That's much worse. She hates them with a passion. Whenever we travel to the places that we are confident are not going to have real straws, she like has a
California.
portable. yeah. She has like a portable straw she takes around with her, or one of those reusable straws or whatever.
I'm going to be honest. I thought all straws were portable.
Yeah,
I've never seen a stationary straw that you can only use in one location. Oh, great.
Yeah, stationary straw. Yeah, like you can't even get a full drink out of them. Like you get like 10 minutes into your drink and they fall apart.
Yep.
Maybe that's what we need to do is build a better paper straw. We've been to a few places now that use the bamboo straws. Those are actually pretty legit.
Yeah,
those work
that
pretty
wouldn't
good.
be bad.
Yeah, those are a much better option than the paper. Who would have thought paper didn't do well in water, right?
Hey guys, we'll get back to the video in a sec, but first, quick question for you business owners and high achievers watching. When you're traveling around the country for deals, scaling teams, or managing stress, are you actually flying with a team that makes your life easier? Or are you dealing with scheduling headaches, surprise maintenance bills, and too many moving parts behind the scenes? Well, that's why today's sponsor, Haven Aviation Services Group, exists. Think of them as the safe haven of the sky. Haven is a vertically integrated aviation company, meaning they handle everything under one roof. From your private jet charters, aircraft management, brokerage, maintenance, avionics, and premium grade services at their FBO. For aircraft owners especially, this is the absolute real best value. Instead of juggling pilots, insurance, scheduling, maintenance, hangars, legal docs, Haven manages it all in one place. No guessing, no surprises, and no wondering why something suddenly costs 6 figures. Their entire focus is transparency, safety, and long-term planning. So you actually trust the people managing your aircraft and don't have to stress about it at all. So if you want an aviation partner that operates with the same discipline and results-driven mindset we talk about on the show, hit the link in the description to connect with Haven Aviation Services Group. Big thanks to Haven ASG for sponsoring today's video, and now let's get back to the show.
What else on the doctor's episode?
Sims. I like what he's doing. And I mean, in reference to what you already referenced, like he's got so many projects like that he's ready to. I mean, he's already been doing, but he's ready to take to the next level. And really appreciate him and his wife's passion for family and doing what they can to help bring connection to families.
Yeah.
He was talking about the statistic of eating family dinners and how it, what is it, less drug abuse, less.
Yeah.
Like 60% or something drops by. Yeah.
Yeah. Thought that was a pretty crazy statistic, but it makes sense, just having that family time. There's so many families that don't do that.
True.
Yeah, the amount of times I've seen a family do that anymore is pretty low. Like, we used to be really good about it. We did it pretty reliably for years, and then probably the last year and a half, we've gotten sloppy on it, where a lot of times we'll sit down together, but usually everyone's on their phone messing around and that, and you definitely notice a drop in the communication and hearing what they're, because you know how kids are. Whenever how was your day today? Good. What'd you do? Nothing. So you got to give it time to simmer and actually get a story out of them and hear where where their head's really at. So I think there's a lot of value in it.
Yeah. Do you have any like family traditions with each of your kids as far as just like fun stuff that you intentionally do from time to time? So like I do daddy-daughter donut dates with Cinda, we've done those ever since she could eat a donut, but we still do them,
Yeah.
So it's always good convo.
Not real specifically like that. One thing that I've noticed that's challenging is with them being twins, they're always in competition with each other over everything. So it is important to take one of them and just go give them individual time. So I do make a point of taking each one of them individually and going doing things, but it's always some random thing. It's never the same thing over and over again. But so I guess you might call it a tradition that we break off and go do our own thing. But they're a lot like me where, well, I shouldn't say that. I don't know that they are. Maybe it's me reflecting on them, but I don't like doing the same thing over and over. Like, I get bored with that, so we always find some weird shenanigans to go get into.
Yeah. What's one of your favorite things that you've done with each of them, or a standout activity?
Like with me and Wiley, it's definitely the hunting stuff, like going out, just me and him, and going and hanging out in a tree blind all day, or, you know, hanging out in a blind and
tell that story about the whistle.
Dude, that was so funny. Dude, made me feel so geriatric. So the first year I took him mule deer hunting, we go out to the ranch and we get parked, and as we start walking towards the area that we're gonna go, there's like it comes into like a point, and there's a open field on each side of this point that has some trees and stuff on it. And I didn't want to not cover one side or the other, but we only had one gun with us because he was the one hunting. And so I get him set down in his spot.
I always have two guns everywhere that I go.
So I get him set down in his spot, and I tell him, okay, you know, we're whispering, being real quiet. And I said, all right, you're watching this side of the field. If you see anything move over here, I'm going to be right on the other side of this deal right over here. So if you see anything move, give me like a whistle if I need to come over there, or give me like 2 whistles if you see something, but I don't need to come over there. And I'm like explaining all this like whistle language to him and everything.
It's a whole
and
code.
Yeah, like this whole code. And so I make him practice it, right? So he's like, and I'm like, yeah, that means I'll come. And then you do, and that means there's something, but I don't need to come, and like going in this whole thing. And then I get ready, I turn around and I get ready to walk over to my spot, and he goes, Dad. And I said, what? And he goes, can I just text you?
So funny.
Dude, I about fell out. I said, yes, I guess you can just text me. Like, we never had a phone with us growing up hunting and shit, so we had like our whole thing. And yeah, he made me feel real old real quick. It was hilarious. So, can I just text you?
God, that's funny.
And then the whole time, nothing yet. Send. Nothing yet. I don't see anything. Where's the deer? And like blowing me up the whole time. I'm like, dude, it's been like 7 minutes. Chill out.
Travis was like, we should have stuck with the whistling.
Yeah.
14 minutes later.
Yeah. He gets good sleep at the hunting locations, though.
Yeah.
He's always passing out on me.
Right.
Yeah.
What is a meal you like to do?
I'll let you know when I figure that out.
What's something you've taken her to do that you did today?
Like, she's hard, dude. Like, one day she wants to be like tomboy and doing tomboy type things, so you'll go and do that, and then the next day or next afternoon she'll want to do something like really girly, or like go to a movie or something kind of normalish like that. But she's like, you know, whenever we take her out, we took her out to Tony Kart racing here a little while back, and she loved that and had a blast with that. We've done a few of those like daddy-daughter dance things, and she acted like she didn't like it. It's like, oh, this is kind of lame, but then she talks about it later, so like, you know, she actually enjoyed it. But she's good at putting up a front to hard to understand what she really wants.
Gotcha. And then both of them have their first race Saturday?
So Saturday's opening practice. So we go out there and get our pit spot reserved and get all our stuff lined out for the racing season. So I think the first race is 2 weeks after that, I think.
Very cool.
We'll find out. We'll get the updated schedule and everything on Saturday, but I'm excited. We went and picked up their carts from Alan up at Icon Graphics yesterday. He got them all wrapped, and they look pretty dope.
Nice.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm excited to get that rolling.
Is Amelia still nameless?
She won't claim a name, but I'm trying to give her a name. So I met with this customer up here the other day, and he has a granddaughter named Amelia, and he gave her the nickname Dollars because if you say it together, it's $1 million.
Oh.
And so I told her, I'm gonna start calling you $1 million Lamance and give her that racing name, but she hasn't seemed very receptive of it, so we'll see if it sticks or not. But I thought it was a fun play on words.
That is clever, yeah.
Because we call her Millie anyway, so $1 million, and
Yeah.
I thought it was fun, but
Nice.
we'll see.
What about you, man? You got some family traditions?
Oh, I need to get back into it a little bit, but I used to take my boy every Sunday to go eat breakfast. That was kind of and then had my daughter, and I kind of got away from it, so I probably need to pick that back up. Take one on Saturday and one on Sunday. Get that individual time, but
Nice.
something I need to get back into and make more of a priority.
What are they into? What are they showing interest in so far?
McCoy loves riding bikes. That is his thing. Yeah.
Think he'll
Wants
get
to
into
go-
motocross or?
I don't know. He likes riding trails, mountain bike stuff.
Oh, there you go.
That's his jam. Every time he gets a chance, let's go ride trails. Let's go ride trails.
That
That's-
video clip you sent me off the security camera the other day where he ate it.
Oh, it was
hilarious.
good. So I bought him this electric bike off Facebook Marketplace, and the other day I was doing something outside, and I just see him come darting by me, no helmet or anything. I said, "Where's your hat?" And then about that time, he clipped this. I don't remember. There was something else in the yard. He clipped it and almost caught it, just face plant, dude. Like got up and spit in the grass and dirt out of his mouth. Like.
And it all happened right in front of one of their security cameras, so we got it all on video. It's hilarious.
The next day, he jumps on the bike and he gets on. I was like, "Where's your helmet?" He goes, "Do I need one?" I go, "Well, what happened yesterday?" He kind of stops it. He thinks about it for a minute. He goes, "I'm gonna go get my helmet."
Nice.
Yeah,
Man, we live in we got Paladuro Canyon right there, and then isn't there like a man-made trail thing out there at the top of Buffalo Stadium?
There's
too,
that
or?
one, and there's also the one on 9th Street over by the hospital.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's some things to get after. That's cool.
That one over by the hospital is one you guys go to most of the time, ain't it?
Yeah, it's pretty great. It's got good single track, but it's also got like a good jump line down there.
Yeah.
Good jump line for Amarillo.
Group that went in there and improved all that or something, didn't they?
Yep. Yeah, they cut a bunch of new trails in there. They've done a really, really good job and put a parking lot there, so they've made it a pretty good little spot to go. And there's usually not more than 5 people at a time out there that I see. So, I mean, it's pretty open and it's a pretty good time.
Yeah, I'll not tell my story about going out to 9th Street.
I don't remember what happened.
Yeah, I don't want to tell that one on here.
You can all just wonder.
You can all just wonder.
I'm wondering.
It involved a roller dog from the gas station.
Oh, dog.
You know the
Oh,
story.
Enough said. I know where we're going with this.
Yeah.
The roller dogs will get you.
I guess it's too much of a cliffhanger, so I'll tell it. It's not a very flattering story, but I'll tell it. So me and Wiley had been pestering me for weeks and weeks to take him out there to that track, and he wanted to go ride his unicycle out there, and he had that he has that electric unicycle like he used to ride. And so I finally, all right, we'll go out there. So on our way out there, we stopped by one of the gas stations, and I got one of those sausage roller dog things. And when I was buying it, Wiley's like, "You're gonna eat that?" And I was like, "These are good. What are you talking about?" And he's like, "I wouldn't eat that." And I was like, "Nah, it'll be all right. It's good. I like these." So we eat it and get out there to the track, and so he's on his unicycle and I'm just walking. So I'm walking down the trail, and I get about right out to the middle of it basically, and then my stomach turns and I'm like, "Oh, this ain't good." This is not good. Not good. And so I tell Wiley, "Come on, we gotta go." And he's like, "We just got here, Dad. What are you talking about?" I'm like, "We got to go right now." And he's like, he's so upset because he's been waiting for weeks to get out there. And I'm like, "We got to go right now." And so, like, I'm doing the whole terrible duck walk all the way back to the truck and just scooching along. Yeah, doing the shuffle all the way back to the truck. And he's back there whining the whole time because I haven't explained what's going on. he's just really upset because he got to go over like 2 hills, and then we're like, we got to go. And so we get to the truck, and he's like, what's going on? Are you mad? And I'm like, no, I'm not mad. I'm going to poop myself. And he's like, what? And he said, I told you not to eat that roller dog, Dad. And so we go blasting out of there, like running street lights and like sliding into the gas station kind of thing. And I made it, but barely. And so now every time we go to a gas station, when we walk through that section, hey, Dad, you want a roller dog? He harasses me relentlessly about
Hey,
it.
you know you've been in the office too long when the roller dogs are getting your stomach down.
Oh, my gosh, dude. It was
Dang.
a bad situation. Yeah. Should have listened to the kid. Should have skipped the roller dog.
Wise beyond his years.
Yeah, clearly he knew something was wrong with it. It was not good, but it was funny. Once he figured out what was going on, he was just having fun with it then and teasing me about it. But
Right.
at first he just thought I was being a dick.
Right. 2 hills.
Yeah. Make me wait weeks.
Then they're arguing with you while you're fighting for your life out there.
Yeah. Dude, it was so bad. It was not good.
Oh my god.
Those are permanently removed from my rotation now. Yeah.
Rotation. See what you did there.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Whenever I would travel internationally a lot, like I would take a few boxes of granola bars and just some safe food, and especially the last day. I'm like
I'm out on all
being
that.
super safe, man, because you don't want to get sick on a
Yeah.
17-hour flight.
That'd be terrible.
Mm-mm.
They're like, we're taking off. You got to sit down. And you're like,
Not today.
Is this lavatory belted? Cause
Does this airplane come equipped with the belted lav?
Why do I feel like y'all both have belted lavatories at your house?
It's a common discussion in the jet world.
Yeah. Speaking of international, though, we had something cool go down this week.
Yeah, we got our approval at the FBO to do international handling. Since we're at international airport, we do have customs here at AMA, and so we got approved on it. But yesterday we had our first actual event of it, and it was kind of a unique one that ties into the EMS stuff we're always talking about. So there was a air ambulance patient from Mexico that they flew up to Amarillo, and then there was an air ambulance from Canada that flew down, and they met here. And so we had to do a international handling on a Canadian bird and a Mexico bird at the same time, and then they transferred the patient between the ambulances and took the patient on to Canada.
Wow.
So I'm kind of curious what type of patient it was that was going from Mexico to Canada. I don't know if it was maybe a repatriation flight or what it was, but we got our first real world event with that with a double whammy, so that was pretty exciting.
Like logistically, how does that work as far as like clearing customs and stuff? Like, do they have to go in? Do people come out?
So the airport customs officers here are in the main terminal, the airline terminal over there. So you have to let them know that you have a flight coming in, and then they come over here to the FBO, and when the airplane lands and taxis up, they're not allowed to get off the airplane until the customs officer's meeting them out the door and tells them they can get off. And then he checks their paperwork and stuff similar to what you would do with an airline. And then he has the prerogative, I don't know if they do it every time, but he can check your bags and all that. You got to see if you have anything to declare. Very similar questions, I think the same questions and stuff as you would see if you were going through the customs in an international airport. But they're not allowed to, like, you can't get off the airplane and go over to the customs office and do it. You have to stay on the airplane until the customs officer's there. And then we had to have like a whole regulated garbage set up. And so if they're bringing in any type of trash on the airplane from a foreign country, it has to go into this isolated, controlled, regulated garbage. And other than that, it's pretty much like anything else. Once he checks all your stuff and clears you, then we can fuel it and get you back on your way. But whether it's commercial or private airplane, if you're coming in internationally, you have to clear customs when you land in the U.S. So if you have overflight exemption, like when you come out of Mexico, in this situation, when you're coming out of Mexico, normally you have to land at the first customs clearance. So like down along the border down there, you'd have to land whether your airplane needed to or not. But most people now have an overflight exemption where they can fly past them and then just clear customs wherever they're going. So
Gotcha.
yeah, so that's one of the things with the FBO here that we're trying to provide another valuable service on is those border customs clearances get pretty busy and get congested. So if they can overfly them and come further up into the country and then land and get done, a little
super fast,
more expediently. So
I wonder if the customs officer, is it like a TSA officer that has that as well, or
it's his only job is customs.
That must be the easiest job in Amarillo, bro.
I don't know. We clear more customs than you'd think here.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, it's not like back to back by any stretch, but I bet there's 3 or 4 a day that come through.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I think we'll start doing more and more and more of it all the time.
Very cool.
Yeah, it was fun. Whenever you're coming in on a private airplane like that, you have to pay for the customs officer's time, and then the FBO usually charges some type of fee for facilitating all that as well. So then you get into the competition level between the FBOs on the field of what are your fees to handle that versus other FBOs' fees to handle that, and so it's a whole different piece of the game on figuring out how to do that.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for hanging out on another episode of the Flyin' High Flight Deck episode with us. We are heading down to the King Air Gathering in Horseshoe Bay, Texas. So you guys will see a bunch of content on that coming out soon. We have some fun stuff lined out for it. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow all the good things so you catch all that when it comes out. Thank you, guys.